Here we go again for another extraordinary experience. Are you ready to be scared and thrilled with the story I'm about to share with you today? If you enjoy tales of the supernatural and spine-chilling moments, you're in for a treat in this episode. Don't hide under the blanket, and let's dive into a story full of mystery and fear. Story time.
In the year 2012, I can't pinpoint the exact month. I invited my cousins and my ex for a road trip during that time. We were accustomed to frequenting Tagaytay for road trips, food trips, or just to chill. We often set out in the early hours, using my mom's car. Little did we know that a unique experience awaited us on one of those early mornings. Around 2 a.m., we finished hanging out at the view site. After having a meal, we decided to visit People's Park. Although it wasn't our first time there, it was our first time going in the early hours. Even though I knew it was still closed, I continued driving towards it. I was driving, my ex was beside me in the front seat, and 3 cousins were in the back. As we were on the road to People's Park, the road leading to Tagaytay Highlands, playing loud music, with the car windows down while singing along, became our routine. One cousin eventually fell asleep, so only 4 of us were making noise in the car. Suddenly, I was startled when I saw a large, black dog sitting in the middle of the road. The way the dog sat resembled a human. It was as big as a person, but unmistakably a dog. I pointed it out to my companions, and they saw it too, surprised. Nevertheless, I continued driving, and we dismissed what we saw. After a while, one cousin sitting by the window said,
"Close the window. I feel something different."
I promptly followed her instruction, because the atmosphere did seem to change. Another cousin seemed skeptical and laughed, but the silence that followed made him quiet too. The other cousin was still fast asleep. When I closed the window, our windshield and windows started to fog up, reducing visibility. Still, I continued driving. My cousin warned me not to stop. After a few minutes, she said,
"We're being trailed by an folkloric monster. Put a coin in your pocket so you won't be taken. Be strong. We're powerful."
Suddenly, a hand-shaped mark appeared in front of the window due to the fog, clearly visible and gradually enlarging as if scratching. When my cousin, who initially didn't believe, saw it, she said,
"This is different. I believe now."
Then, on a left curve, there was a lamppost with a white light. As we passed by, the light burst, and before it happened, it seemed like a large dark figure was flying above us. The light's explosion was loud, but when we looked back in the rearview mirror, it seemed like the light didn't disappear. It was then that we realized we were being led by an aswang because our path was consistently to the left. After a while, a motorcycle suddenly appeared behind us. The rider wore a helmet covering the entire face, and the visor was black, so we couldn't see a face. They just trailed behind us, even though the road was empty and I was driving slowly. The rider refused to overtake. My anxiety grew, and I prayed that nothing would happen. Suddenly, the motorcycle vanished when I checked the side mirror. We reached the bottom of People's Park, but I noticed a gate blocking the upward path. We decided to turn back immediately, and I made a U-turn. It was the longest U-turn of my life, as if the steering wheel was heavy, like there was no power steering or something was holding it back. I fought my fear because I knew that if they caught my fear, they would get all of us. I bravely focused on driving, prayed for our safety, and soon the motorcycle disappeared. Around 4:30 a.m., we arrived at the Rotunda in Tagaytay and rested at a 7-Eleven. We were all immensely grateful that we were safe and alive. One of my cousins, who was unaware of what happened, because she was sound asleep, woke up sweating profusely despite the car being very cold. Another cousin said,
"Let's go back to where we saw the dog. Let's apologize and pray."
So, at a.m., we went back, prayed, and afterward, we saw 2 black and white dogs on the side of the road, seemingly coming from a small old house there. Since then, we became cautious on the road. But we continued our road trips, and we continued experiencing supernatural events. After 3 or 4 years, I can't remember if it happened last year or this year, we heard about the incident involving young people who went out in the early hours. They stole a car for a road trip, but unfortunately, they all perished as the car collided and caught fire. We weren't surprised to learn where it happened because it was the same road where we encountered the aswang. Many have claimed to see the dog on that road, and I can attest that it's true. It's just sad that they didn't make it. If only they knew what to do, maybe it wouldn't have happened. We're just lucky my cousin was there, and she knew what to do when faced with an aswang. So, let's always be cautious on the road. We never know what might suddenly appear.
Thank you for staying with me despite the weird twists and turns. Keep a lookout for more unanswered mysteries here on Star Vlog. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more unsolved mysteries and true horror stories. Follow for more. Thank you.